Hello, my darling angels. How is everyone doing? I hope you are all well. I hope you're wonderful. My name is Yvonne. You may know me as Luna with LT Reads. And today we are here doing some energy exchange free readings for all of you. I'm just going to wait a couple seconds for people to flow in before I go ahead and explain how this all works, but it gives me a good opportunity to shuffle my cards. Wherever you're watching from, I hope that you're having a fabulous day. Over here in Canada, it is wildly hot and humid. We are facing in between the 35 to 40 degree Celsius range, so it's just been quite a sweat storm over here. Thank goodness for air conditioning. Just gonna go ahead and get some decks shuffled, as I don't know what is going to come in, but I hope to help you all or offer a message of advice or counsel, confirmation, reassurance, and get this party started. Okay. I just gotta wait a second for comments to come in because they're not, apparently. Sometimes it does that. My apologies. Hi, Patty. I'm well. How are you, honey? Thanks for asking. Hi, Norella. All right, Patty. So what I'm doing are energy exchange readings. So all that I ask is that you head on down to the description box below. Follow the instructions provided there. You need to click on my YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, and once you confirm that you have done that as an energy exchange, I would be happy to answer your question or let you know what the universe wants you to know at this current time. I actually did pull some decks out here for general advice, which I don't typically do. So that would be the perfect opportunity if you are interested, my darling. How's everyone doing? So happy to be back here doing some readings. It's been a while. Sa, hi, welcome. Yes, you can ask, what is going on with my hair? Go ahead and follow the description, the instructions that I've just provided. All you need to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know that you've done that, and I would be happy to do a free reading for you. This is an energy exchange. Oh my gosh, Nina, what's up, baby girl? We still need to play some Fortnite together. How's everyone doing? Oh, people are starting to float on in. Welcome in, everyone. I guess I'll do my introduction once again. Hi, if you're if you're new here, welcome. My name is Yvonne. You may know me as Luna with LT Reads. I am an energy exchange reader, so I like to provide advice, spiritual counsel, affirmation, reassurance, confirmation, that type of dealio. I don't really pride myself on being a predictive reader. So if that is the type of reading you are looking for, probably in the wrong broadcast, unfortunately, but we have so many talented readers in this group. It's such an honor and privilege to be a part of this community. So thank you, all of you. Thank you to all of you for your time, energy, and support. It's always appreciated. And I love making new friends. Always. Okay. So I'm just waiting for confirmation here that somebody has subscribed, and then you can go from there. Keep in mind that your subscription is not a guarantee of your reading. I am going to read for who I am drawn to and called to, and also please do forgive me sometimes the comments floating in and all that, the notifications and stuff, it gets all funky. So please do keep that in mind. And don't be discouraged if you have subscribed. Lots of free content on there for you. Oh, and also I will be broadcasting in the future, so it does not mean that you will not receive a reading. You may just have to wait. Okay. So, Jacqueline, okay, I did see your subscription come in. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Your question is, will you and Nicola reconcile? Okay. I like it. Straight and to the point. Jacqueline, I'm hearing some dramatic music come up here, and I'm very much an intuitive reader. I feel like whatever conflict transpired between you two has left you feeling rather upset and sad. The track is changing now, but Patty, all you have to do to go to my YouTube channel is visit the description box down below. It's listed there. Click the link, hit subscribe, come on back, let me know. Simple as that. Sorry, my darling. Let's get back to you. So will you and Nicola, ouch, reconcile? For Jacqueline, please. What's the reconciliation situation looking like? Justice in reverse. Why? Why is justice in reverse there? Ace of Swords in reverse. A lot of air energy. You may be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. Page of Swords in reverse. The Moon in reverse. The Empress in reverse. Jacqueline, I don't see any reconciliation energy coming in for you for the time being. The reason why is because with Justice in reverse, I think that your partner feels like something was unfair, or that you were being dishonest or lying about something. Could be both at the same time, okay? With the Ace of Swords in reverse, that kind of tells me that there's like shitty communication happening here, and again, like there's some kind of lack of truth or honesty or clarity within this dynamic. And that's preventing you from being able to carry on this new beginning of reconciliation, or, you know, turn a new page, start over with the Ace of Wands here. And I think that's causing you a lot of frustration. There may have been underlying anger here too, because of some kind of misunderstanding with communication. No, that wouldn't be true. Okay. Well, keep in mind that this is your person's feelings, right? So whether you feel like it's true or not, you know, everybody has a different viewpoint and opinion. So I'm just here to read the cards. They may not think that you're lying, but they may just think that you're being dishonest, or you're hiding something. Lying can take many different forms, right? So when it comes to a reflection about your communication, that's something maybe to reflect upon. With the Page of Swords here in reverse, the Moon here in reverse, and the Empress here in reverse, this is, I believe, your energy. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. Leave it behind, okay? I'm only reading what's here and not what isn't. So, and you can also flip switch the roles as you see fit. Maybe if you feel like she's being dishonest, maybe that could be your energy. All right? So with the Page of Swords in reverse, I feel like there's somebody that's still keeping an eye on the situation, being that you are here asking for a reading. That's why I feel more inclined to say that it's your energy. But with the Moon in reverse, there may have been something that has come to light here. Something that you are realizing that has been hidden, but I don't know exactly what that is. You would probably know best. The fact that this dynamic has been broken is probably what you are coming to see clearly. With the Empress here in reverse, I would ask you to very gently ask yourself if you've grown a little bit codependent on this person, if you are maybe lacking a little bit of self-worth. Are you feeling a bit insecure about things? Like, why are you so steadfast on figuring out if you can reconcile. What can you reflect upon that has happened so far in the situation, apart from this tarot reading, that you can kind of be like, okay, you know, this is where I maybe need to take accountability, or this is where maybe I did something wrong, or maybe this is what they did wrong, and I am just serving towards them. You know, it goes both ways. So I want to pull a couple more for you because it's a little bit muddy. Yeah, sometimes, you know, the feelings can be mirrored, and that's very common, especially in strong energetic bonds. Let's go ahead and pull some Guardian Angel Tarot advice, as well as Hidden Truth for you to close this reading. All right, and we will also pull one What's the Tea to give you a really strong idea of whether reconciliation is possible here, okay? So for Jacqueline, please. Thank you. The Three of Emotion. Wonderful news is on its way. Announcements regarding engagements, pregnancies, births, or graduations will be revealed. New friends will be made, or communities of like-minded people will draw closer to one another. Exciting new beginnings or happy endings are just around the corner. So the vibe that I'm kind of getting before I pull any other cards is that this relationship, this bond, whatever it is meant to end. If you find yourself in a position where you aren't able to reconcile, or there's nothing that you can do to try and reconcile, like no matter how hard, pardon me, you try, or how many apologies you offer, or how much kindness you give, so on and so forth, if the other party isn't willing to participate or cooperate with you, or, you know, see eye to eye with you, then what are you really working with? There's nothing that you can do. All you can really do is acknowledge the fact that you've tried your best and exert your energy and efforts elsewhere, where it doesn't have to feel exhausted, and it doesn't have to feel like it's such a difficult thing to do. You know, it should feel light and fun and happy, no matter what the bond is, whether it's romantic, platonic. But anyways, what is the tea here? Is there going to be reconciliation for Jacqueline? Whoops, pardon my hair. Whoa. I love it when the cards come out fluidly like this. What did I tell you? I think you should move on and close this chapter. Moving on. Thank you. Next. Love that track by Ari. But yeah, take the lessons that you have learned here and try to move forward with it. Let's pull a last hidden oracle card for you, my love. How does she feel right now towards you? We both know I'm not the one for you. So whether that is romantic or platonic doesn't really matter. If she, again, kind of like I said, if she's not willing to reconcile, or hear you out, or communicate properly, or she has a different vision for your connection than you do, then it's probably best that you move on, because when two energies are not aligned, it's just going to cause friction and conflict and difficulty, and sometimes, as difficult as it can be, it's really best to cut the cord before the damage, you know, causes a fire. I don't know why I went all electrical on that, but I hope that makes sense, Jacqueline, if you're still here with me. Thank you so much. Catch my breath here. Hello, beautiful babies. How are you all doing? My name is Yvonne. You may know me as Luna with LT Reads. And today we are here doing free readings. I did see Ina's donation come through. Ina, are you looking for that personal private reading? Because the increment was for a reading. So I will do that privately with you after the broadcast. If you would like me to do it here, we can do it here. Okay. But thank you so much for your support. I love you. I'm excited to touch base with you. Narelle, thank you for your subscription, sweetheart. Thank you so much for your subscriptions, everybody. Donating does take precedence, so I just want to wait for Ina to get back to me before I go ahead and acknowledge anybody else. But thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out and supporting me, supporting the broadcast. I really appreciate it. Ina, baby girl, you're floating in and out. Would you like your reading here? Private? You're here? Do you want your reading here? Or do you want it privately? Because you sent me a $35 donation, but that's typically for like a actual in-depth reading. Private. Okay, yeah. We will touch base after this broadcast, my lovely baby. I love you. Ah, thank you for your support. Alrighty, okay, so that means that we can go back to people that have subscribed to my YouTube. So Jen, I see you, sweetheart. And I think I've read for you previously. So thank you, but I am going to look for new clients that I have not previously read for. Narelle, you're wondering if, pardon my pronunciation, Narelle Dean wants to fix your marriage. Oh, I'm sorry that you're feeling that way, sweetheart. Okay. Let's go ahead and get some advice for you, my love, if you're still here. Just confirm that you're here for me before I go ahead and pull your cards, please. Welcome, Katiana. Thank you for being new here. That's awesome. I love that. What's up, Christine? How are you doing? Narelle. We're looking for Narelle. She is still here. You're from New Zealand. That's awesome. I have a couple of clients from New Zealand. All lovely, wonderful people. Christine, if you are looking for a reading, please go ahead and follow the prompts in the description down below. Go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube. Confirm that you have. I think we lost Narelle, so that's okay. Hopefully she'll be back at some other time. You're from Belgium, Christine. That's so cool. I love Belgian chocolates. I know that much. All right. Just gonna go ahead and wait. Ashmir, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, Narelle, you're back. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and get an answer for you, hun. Does your partner, I'm not going to say their name because my pronunciation is awful, but does he want to fix your marriage? Let's go ahead and see. Gina, what's up, honey? How you doing, babe? Okay. 10 of Cups, upright. That's a good sign. Do you two have a family together? Do you have children? The Moon in reverse. Why is the Moon in reverse? The Emperor. Page of Cups in reverse. Justice in reverse. Okay. He does want to fix your marriage, sweetheart. The problem is that this is an individual who, you have a daughter, okay, yep. This is an individual who has a hard time apologizing. This is somebody who has a difficult time taking accountability, and they may have a difficult time being honest with you. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean that they're lying to you. I just think that with the Emperor here, they have they're very strong-minded. They don't like to show their emotions necessarily. And so with that being said, they may have a difficult time being vulnerable, which in a sense you could consider lying. But I mean, there's a lack of honesty and truthfulness there in regard to you. So the other thing that I want to tell you is that people can have the desire, the hope, the want to fix, reconcile, or change something. But whether or not they actually take the action towards it is a different story, right? For example, and this is a very silly example, but we can all desire and strive to be millionaires, right? We all want to make a lot of money, for example, or be successful. But do we all make that effort or strive or try that hard to really accomplish that goal? Well, maybe some of us do, but I think the majority of us just don't think that it's really a feasible or rational mindset, and then, you know, we kind of set ourselves back, yada, yada, yada. But negative self-imposed restrictions, that kind of thing. But, hold on. Let me just go ahead and see what the Guardian Angel Tarot has for you. Okay, my love? So we can get a more clear answer. This is for Narelle. Oh, okay. Embrace those around you. This is a time of great spiritual growth for you, making it even more important to surround yourself with those who love you and share your beliefs. Be willing to accept help from others. You could find comfort in traditional solutions, or your heart may long to try out new ideas. So, my question to you is, do you feel loved and supported by your partner at this current time? Do you feel like they support you in your growth, in your comfort, in your spiritual beliefs, whatever they may be? If not, then it may be time to lean upon others who you do feel comfort, security, stability with, whether that's friends, other family members, people of that sort. And it's also a little bit of an indication that if you cannot count on your person for support, then is there really a true desire for reconciliation there? Do you want to reconcile with someone who isn't willing to be there for you, to help you, to support you, who isn't willing to hear you out, to try new ideas for the sake of the relationship, to find resolve, right? He's distant and not available because of arguments, so I don't know what he wants. That's why you asked. Yeah, and I understand that. But what this reading and the advice is pointing to is the fact that when somebody emotionally closes themselves off during conflict, during times of strife, during things like this, where you are supposed to be a unit, you're supposed to be a partnership, right? Both people are supposed to cooperate reciprocally and give. So in these situations where you find themselves distancing themselves and not being able to communicate, it's kind of, spirit telling you that there's a boundary there, there's a wall there, and there's a reason why. If you find yourself time and time again going at it with a battering ram and you can't break through, there's a reason why. If this person is closing themselves off towards you, there's only so much energy, effort that you can give to this before you find yourself growing bitter or resentful. So the question really isn't if he wants to reconcile, because I think the way that you're speaking to me, with the way that things are going, I think you kind of have a great idea of whether he wants to or not. The question is, do you really want to? Let's shift the energy, okay? Let's make it about you and your choice. Do you want to keep this going? Do you want to keep accepting this type of behavior? Do you want to keep tolerating this type of energy exchange? Are you happy with how things are? And if not, maybe it's time that you turn things around a little bit. Interestingly enough, and I'm not going to advocate anything or advise anything, but I was watching a video on Instagram last night about dark psychology, and it had to do with men and their ability to change. And I'm not, saying that this is true, but it did kind of make me wonder. The video was kind of suggesting that in order for a man to truly make a change or desire a change is that he needs to be rejected. So instead of you, how do I put this gently? Instead of you trying so hard to get him to reconcile, to hear you out, to try again, to apologize to you, to, do X, Y, Z. What if instead you withdrew your energy, focused on yourself, focused on your self-healing, focused on your emotional well-being by leaning on others in your circle that support you and do make you feel comfortable and that will listen to you, like your friends, your family, whoever, coworkers, anyone that's not him. He will notice that energetical shift and he will start feeling rejected. He will notice, hold on a second. She was trying so hard before. There was a time where she would fight tooth, claw, and nail for me. She was sweating and crying and bled all these tears, whatever. I said it wrong, but you know what I mean. And now she doesn't try as hard. And that will actually make a switch go off in his head where he will come to realize what he's lost. A. B, he'll come to realize how much effort you were actually putting in because now you're not doing that. And C, either he'll change or he won't. That's the key moment, that third part. And this process will take a lot of patience, all right? So this will involve you needing him or allowing him to take his own time. And at that third point, whether he chooses to take a step towards you to say, you know what, I've realized my wrongs, I'm willing to take accountability, I'm sorry, and this is how we can change and grow moving forward. He'll either approach you with that, or he'll ghost you, and you will come to find, if you decide to wait all that time, that he is emotionally unavailable. The one thing, and it's a very major point that I always advise my clients of, is to never, ever wait. Believe someone the first time that they show you who they are. Work on yourself, and if in time they come to meet you at that same energetic space, sick, awesome. Then maybe you have a chance to rekindle things. If not, then it's time to rewrite the chapter, rewrite the script, say goodbye to our old patterns, say goodbye to our old ways of being, and step into a new reality. It's my pleasure, and good luck. I hope that helps. I highly encourage you to focus on yourself, my love. Thank you. That's always key. Martine, the ego boost. Yes, a lot of times they want that ego boost. And you know what? A lot of people take the word ego as something that is negative, and it's not. Everybody has an ego. The ego is meant to protect us and defend us against external factors that may be threatening, intimidating, or, somehow negative. But it's not true. It's just about the way that we use and listen to our ego that matters. Because then our ego is all part of our personality as well, right? So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's when we become entirely egoic that it can cause some difficulty. Danielle, thank you so much. I appreciate you hanging out. All I ask is that you go down to the description box below. This is an energy exchange, so go ahead, just subscribe to my YouTube. Let me know that you've done so, and I'd be happy to do a free reading for you. Tatiana, you're looking for a reading for your daughter and your family. Have you subscribed to my YouTube, babe? I'd love to read for you as well. I think I'm just going to do a last two here for today. Danielle, all you have to do is head on down to the description box. There is a link to my YouTube there. Just hit that link, subscribe, let me know that you've done so. Martine, thank you for the donation. You want to know? Okay. Sorry, donations do take priority, so we're going to go ahead and read for Martine first. Pardon me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, my darling. But you want to know, did James genuinely envision building a life with you? What happened that prevented it? And how does he feel about yourself and Zane? And what's the outcome of rebuilding your family? That's a lot of questions, honey. Okay. I'm going to have to revisit this question a couple times here while I'm reading. Let's see James' intentions first towards Justine, please. Thank you. Do you truly envision building a life with Martine? Knight of Wands. Sorry, I've got the Page of Cups here in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Knight of Wands. Why is the Knight of Wands here? Thank you. Queen of Wands in reverse. Justine, I think that he wanted things to work out, but it was he might be a little bit emotionally immature, like not completely invested. The reason why I say that is because we also have the Knight of Wands here, who is very notorious for being a little bit of a player-like energy, very in and out, impulsive. You kind of don't know what you're going to get with them. One day they act one way, the next day they act another. With the Wheel of Fortune here in reverse, I don't think that he felt like things were ever going to work out. Like there's something coming up about the timing not being right, or I don't know. You two just being on different pages. With the Queen of Wands here, he does find you very attractive, very sexually attracted to you. But he may feel like you are controlling. And another thing that I heard very loudly is that he may feel like you always had a lot of options, a lot of suitors. And that may have been something that made him insecure or jealous. But you are not one to be trifled with. You are not one to be controlled. So in terms of like possession, it's like he didn't really have any say in anything that you were doing or how you were acting. I can't answer all of your questions. I'm going to keep it to just 2. So let's look at how does he feel about yourself and Zane. I hope this is making sense. How does he feel about yourself and Zane? Ten of Cups. Oh, he does see he wanted to see a happy family life with you, but he's holding back from that. He's holding back, and he was always holding back towards committing towards this for some reason. Why? Nine of Cups in reverse. This might be somebody who has a hard time letting go of their independence. They want to still live their own life. They don't want to be tied down. And kind of like you've already said, like they don't want to lose control. But clearly they still want to have a family dynamic with you. So it feels like this is somebody who wants to just take and they don't want to give. Like, let's pull some advice for you, honey, because I do really appreciate your donation. Okay, so we're going to get nitty-gritty with it. Let's see what your advice is. Oh, if you can resonate with her reading, that's beautiful. Take the messages, babe. Oh, that's too many. No, it's absolutely not fair, honey. I agree. Okay. We have the Inner Strength card and the Healer of Thought. Inner Strength says that you have great courage and kindness. You may not realize how strong and powerful you are, but there's no problem you can't solve. The compassion you so freely give to others must also be given to yourself. Stand strong in your convictions if the right answer to tell someone is no. If you find yourself bending and breaking to this person, to their every command, because they have this need to control you, how long has this been going on? And how strong of a realization have you made up to this point that it's been happening? I think you know. I think you're very, very, very well aware. So your inner strength, babe, is, you know, maybe for a long time you've been fighting yourself thinking, I've been in this position before, so I get it, okay? I'm not trying to poke or jab at you, but it's like, if you feel like you can kill with kindness and give and give and give and get them to change or realize, no, you can't. Because this is a person that lacks the same self-awareness that you have. This is somebody that lacks the empathy that you have. This is somebody that lacks the emotional intelligence that you have. So you can try all that you want, but at the end of the day, you know, when they are not willing to reciprocate, you have to have the inner strength to draw boundaries, very firm lines in the sand where this is what I will tolerate, this is what I will not, these are restrictions, and this is what I am bound and tied to, and you are expected to follow the rules that I am setting. And there's no bending and breaking in that will, okay? How do you navigate having a child? Yeah. You know what, honey? Unfortunately, I can relate to this a lot more than I would like to admit. The only way, that you can navigate a situation like this is by keeping your child's best interests at heart. So, this doesn't mean treating them with unconditional love. And by them, I mean your partner, your ex-partner. It means, though, showing your child what unconditional love is through respect and kindness, through your actions towards your other co-parent and towards them as your child. You don't speak poorly of the other party. At the same time, you don't have to shield or protect them. If they're treating you like shit, your child has the right to know that within reason, though, right? We do still want to keep them away from conflict as much as possible to preserve their emotional safety, their mental safety. Anyways, sorry, this is a whole rant because I'm just so with you on this. Your second card that we have here for guidance is the Healer of Thought. It's time to clean up your life. Get rid of anything that clutters your space or makes you disorganized. People who take from you but don't give back should be released as well. Hello? Dude. Okay, when what I was saying comes out, and that was insane. But yeah, so that's very loud message, babe. Please take that. You or another person involved in this situation is wise, insightful, and caring, has a wonderful sense of humor, and offers a lot of life experience. I think that's you. Draw upon your wisdom, your strength, resilience that you've gained throughout this process, and keep your child, your precious daughter, in mind. She's the driving force, right? Any resentment or bitterness or angst or paranoia, whatever that you feel about this person or that this person tries to place on you, just imagine yourself in this big old coat of armor, okay? Nothing can penetrate, literally, sorry, your son. Sorry, I was doing a reading previously for somebody that had a daughter. But yeah, lots of parental themes coming up for me. I love that. But yeah, I hope that helps with your journey. I know it's not an easy thing to navigate when somebody is just being controlling and maybe vindictive, but our role as a parent sometimes is having the responsibility to be the bigger person, not for the acknowledgement, not for the recognition, but simply for the fact of being that sense of security and safety for our child. Okay? So I hope that helps. Let's take a look at your life change oracle, babe. Just to close the reading. Woo! Ah! My goodness. Whoa. Ah, okay. Your message is here, honey. We're going to have a lot. We have a lot here. Get some rest. Spirit is telling you really need to get some rest. This has probably been a situation that has been weighing on your mind very heavily, may have been preventing you from sleeping properly. Try and do your best to take part in hobbies, do hobbies that, I know you can't really see the card, I apologize, but do hobbies that make you feel good, get you into a more relaxed mind space so that you are able to get that rest. Perhaps dietary change may be important here. You may have been relying on junk or comfort foods during this time of difficulty, which I do not blame you for if that's the case. That happens to all of us, but perhaps taking a more nutritional route may also help you feel better and help you be able to get that better rest that you need. Or perhaps you already have been implementing a dietary change, okay? Also here, there are decisions that need to be made with this bond, with this connection. Spirit is telling me to warn you to not let sentimental feelings get in the way, okay? There may be times where this person may even manipulate you and be like charming, or they may give you false apologies or make you think like they do want to change or things can be fixed or this, that, and the other. Don't fall for it. Don't take the bait. Stand very firm in your convictions, in your boundaries like we were talking about earlier, okay? And put the focus on yourself, all right? I hope that helps you, my love, and thank you so much for your donation. All right, babies. I think I'm going to close it there for today. I'm just going to wait for the feedback from Martine. But thank you so much for the donations, for the support, the subscriptions. I love you all so much. You are all so wonderful. And I couldn't do any of this or be here without you, so thank you. Martine, did we lose you there? Katiana, oh, I'm sorry, it sounds like your situation. I think many of us single parents can find ourselves in a similar situation, as unfortunate as it is, but there is strength in numbers, so as long as we can find some reassurance and comfort in knowing that other people are, you know, going through the same thing and we're not alone, I think that's huge. Martine, are you still there, babe? I don't know if you are. I'm not seeing your messages come in anymore. But I hope that that message got to you. Thank you so much again for your donation. Thank you so much to everybody watching. I'm going to close this broadcast off here. But I will be back again soon. And until we meet again, love and light.